Welcome to my channel, Finding Value. Thanks for coming back. Today we are discussing all of these winter clothes that we need in Minnesota. If you live anywhere where you need a lot of rain gear or snow gear, this is the video for you. We'll be going through every single winter type item that we have, deciding if it's something that we need still and getting rid of the rest. If you're new to my channel, I just wanted to let you know that this year in 2021, I am going through 52 spaces in my home, decluttering those and organizing them so that at the end of the year, I can just breathe this sigh of relief that my house is so spacious and peaceful and that I will have so much time to spend on the things that I value rather than decluttering and picking up and putting things away. And I know that those things will always have to happen, but I am also looking forward to the day where we just have a lot less stuff and it doesn't need to take up a lot of my time. So please push that subscribe button if you would like to see more videos like this, or if you need some encouragement in your decluttering process, or if you'd just like to hop along for the ride and watch. That would be wonderful. So to be honest, I really don't know how this video will go. I feel like we have so much winter gear and we need so much winter gear because I mean, this winter we had a couple weeks where it was, I believe, -30 and it felt colder than that. So we can't let go of a lot of winter gear, and both of us adults need our winter gear, but the kids have a lot of winter gear, and everything that my older daughter grows out of, I feel like I should hang on to a lot of that so that my younger daughter can wear it eventually. So the things that you see here are the majority of what we have. Even though they may not be the exact size the kids are wearing right now. So I'm going to go through and just make sure there's not a lot of duplicates or things that we didn't wear that were the correct size this year. That's kind of where my head is going. Those are the two things I'm looking for, duplicates and things that maybe we should have been able to wear but we never pulled out this year. That's kind of an obvious sign that we don't need it. My first step was to take all of the winter gear and sort them into piles. So this is all of the neck warmers and scarves. Okay, I wanted to talk through my decision-making process a little bit with you. I have decided that we're going to keep these two neck warmers. It seems like my family really likes to use these a lot more than scarves if it's super cold outside. So my daughter will take this one to school every day. So we're keeping these. And on a really cold day, I will use a scarf. So I'll keep one scarf, and if need be, my daughter could borrow that too. Although I don't think she's ever used a scarf in her whole life. She really prefers these neck warmers. So I'm going to be getting rid of this scarf because I don't think she's ever touched it. And for some reason, I guess I put these in the same pile. Head warmers. I thought they were kind of more like neck warmers, but we also don't use these, just prefer hats. So I think these are going to be going into the garage sale pile, although I'll double check with my husband that he doesn't want to keep one. And this is kind of a face shield, which I won't use. The kids have different ones, so I will just double check with my husband if he's okay with us getting rid of this. So those are my thought processes, keeping one of each for each child and one for me. And I don't think we need to hold on to more than that. These are all of the hats that we have in the house for myself and my children. So this is what I will be sorting next. Okay, we're moving on to hats. This is my favorite hat. So what I decided about hats were I have about 5 hats here that are too small for my kids. So we are going to pass those along at the garage sale. Hopefully they can help somebody else. We have this hat that we got that we never used. Must not be ideal for people. This hat is a little bit too big for me, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And we have another ear covering piece that we haven't really ever used. So we're going to get rid of that. So I'm keeping 2 hats for my youngest daughter, this extra hat from my older daughter, and she also has a Pokemon hat that she loves. I know they just use that for hat day at school, so she has that probably in her backpack still. And then I have an additional hat for myself too. 2 hats for each of us. That should be good. The mittens and gloves that we have in the house, this includes all of those waterproof ones and even the lightweight cloth ones. Mittens were a little bit harder for me, I think, because when we go outside, our hands get the wettest, so it's nice to have lots of extra pairs. They take a while to dry out, So, and they're easy to lose. So lots of reasons why I think I want to keep a few extra of mittens more than hats and scarves. So, but I am letting go of, looks like 6 kids mittens here and 2 pairs of my gloves that are just kind of cheap, and I never use these ones. So we will be getting rid of all of these. So that's good. I've decided to keep 3 pairs of mittens for myself. 1 pair that I use outside for shoveling or sledding, and 2 other pairs that I just use for going outside, keeping my hands warm and driving. These are 2 waterproof mittens for my youngest daughter and 2 very easy slip-on mittens just for car rides. That will be nice to have. I feel like going through the gloves has given me a better idea of what I may need to buy. We have 1 older pair of waterproof gloves for my oldest daughter. She probably needs a new pair for next winter, so we'll look for some of those. And she does like these slip-on gloves that have this little grip on them. That's a little bit nicer for her if she wants to still go to the park in the spring and the fall and it's a little bit cold out. She might be able to still do some monkey bars and things like that. So she likes these ones with grips. This is the pile of all of our winter coats, dress coats, and outdoor coats. I just looked through all of the coats and snow pants that we have, from size 5, 6 in kids all the way up to adults. And we have a pile of coats we're keeping here. Those are the kids' coats. Pile of coats we're keeping here. It's about 3 or 4 adult coats and 1 spring coat. Some are dress coats, some are, you know, go out snowmobiling type of a coat. So a few different kinds of coats for winter I'm keeping. We also have snow pants in a variety of sizes here, so we're keeping several of those because we have different sizes to grow into with the kids. The ones that I decided to get rid of are this coat right here. Looks like a wonderful coat at first glance. I almost decided to keep it over another coat, but closer looking, it's really actually starting to shred around the edges. A lot of black is kind of showing through, so I'm going to have to let that one go. And then for some reason, I had 4 pairs of snow pants that were size 4 or 5, which is actually the size that my daughter wore this year. She may or may not be able to wear that size next year. I don't know, so I'm just keeping 1 of those and getting rid of these 3. We obviously don't need these. These are all of the boots that I could find in the whole house. There are many different sizes here because I really don't like to go out and buy new boots if I don't need to. I went through the whole pile of boots, and these are the boots I decided to keep. May seem like a lot, but my daughter is in little kid size 10s right now. And we have boots all the way up to my other daughter has these ones over here that are size 6. So we have a big spread here. So size 10, size 11, 2 size 1s, size 2s, there's 2 pairs, size 3, and then we skip to size 6. So we may have a few holes in here we even need to purchase in the future. In the back I have 3 pairs of boots that I like to wear, so I'm keeping those. And thankfully we have this whole pile over here of boots that either no longer fit or were duplicate in size, and we don't need to keep those. I feel like through this process I've had somewhat of a revelation about decluttering and how I view things in our home. I really was uncertain if I would find very many items that needed to leave because I looked at winter gear as such an essential thing, but really we had so much excess and I didn't even know it. So I think that just going through these items on a regular basis is so essential. And I hope that because I'm doing a pretty strong declutter now, that when I tackle this again in the future, in a year or 2 years, or maybe next winter when I'm packing them up again to bring out spring items, there will just be a couple of items that have snuck their way in and were something that we don't need or something that we've outgrown. There won't be so many to go through. It won't take quite so long. This was actually kind of a quick process anyway. But the mindset thing is just really interesting to me, that I wasn't even sure if this was a video that I could make because I didn't think it would be that interesting if I got rid of 3 items, right? But I have this whole giant bin of items that we absolutely did not need to have. I was able to empty out this bin because once we garage sale these items, they'll be gone or we'll donate them if they don't sell. So this bin is empty. The brown bin that we use in the entryway is empty, ready for something spring or summer related, like chalk or bug spray or suntan lotion. Those are the types of things that we keep in those bins in the summer and spring months. I was also able to empty out that bag that I was hauling around half the winter that just had our essential items in it. That's empty. Now for a few before and after shots of the things that I did keep. In this bin we had a lot of winter gear and it was very disorganized. It is still pretty full, but basically all of our children's winter gear fits in this one bin now, which is a big difference from before. This bin just had my husband's winter gear in it, and he was gracious enough to allow me to put my winter gear in it. So the after shot has both of our winter gear. Besides our coats, we hang those up. And they fit really nicely in here with even a little bit of extra space. My cutie little bear decided this empty brown bin was a really fun spot to play. One essential thing that I did in this declutter that I think I needed to do to realize I had so much excess was to take every winter item out of its place, out of the closet, out of the bag, out of the 2 storage bins, and group them. So I put all the coats together, all of the snow pants together, all of the mittens together, and that really helped me to determine if I had excess of a certain size. I don't think that I would have known that I had 4 size 4 or 5 snow pants if I hadn't done that. If I had just looked in my daughter's closet, saw a pair of snow pants, thought, yep, we need to keep those. A different time, looked in the bag that had some winter gear and thought, okay, there's some snow pants in there, we need to keep those, right? I wouldn't have realized that I had 4 if I didn't put them all together in one pile. So I think in some ways, especially those items that you keep scattered in different areas, it is important to gather them all up and to take the time that it will take to gather them all up and put them in one pile and then look at them all together. I think that really helped in this process. One other hint I have for you is that I think that decluttering winter items is really important to do right after winter. I know it's May here, that might seem a little bit of a warm month for you guys, but we were just wearing winter items for sure in April. So this is the perfect time for us to be going through some of these winter items. I know exactly what sizes my children were in this year, so that really is helpful when I'm decluttering. I also know what items that they use and what items are their size but they never used and we didn't need them. So that's really helpful too, instead of trying to remember when winter comes next year, what size were they again? Oh, we better try on all these things to see what size they are. That's going to take a lot longer. Maybe I don't have the time to do that right now. And then I would definitely not remember what items they pulled out to wear last year if I waited that long. So that's one good tip, if you can, to try to take the time to go through all of your winter gear right after winter has ended. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you viewing my videos, and if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, please, and subscribe so that you can see what space I am going through next week. Remember, 52 spaces this year we're going to go through together if you choose to, and we should have a very simplified home after that. Thanks for watching.